Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Skokane from SBUStarcraft, and I'm going to bring you the third match between Liquid'Jinro and Boxer. We have Jinro here spawning at the 3 o'clock position on a Lost Temple as the Red Terran, and at the 12 o'clock position we have Boxer spawning as the Blue Terran. Boxer, now known as Man of One Way, at least on the Battle.net ladder in Korea. And Man of One Way, he is the legend, the force to be reckoned with. Everybody's been waiting for him to come back to SC2. There is not a player who plays StarCraft competitively that does not know of Boxer. And last game we saw Boxer taking the match really handily, very decisively against Jinro with his tank, Viking, small little group of infantry, and his Banshee harass that really did a lot of economic damage to Jinro, while Jinro instead opted to go for early ghosts to use the snipe and really kill off Boxer's early infantry. And the ghost snipe is a lot more powerful than I had initially expected in this matchup. Ghosts really do so much damage, 45 damage disregarding the armor. That's pretty huge and really allows for early defense, but Jinro, instead of going for the Ghost fast expansion, decided to try to push, but his push didn't work out too well and was deflected by Boxer. And his subsequent pushes with his infantry really caused him to lose all his infantry, and Boxer was still left with one or two of his tanks, and he was able to reinforce his tanks. In TvT, when you're playing an infantry build and you don't do as much damage as you need to do against the tanks of the opponent's build, then it really works out against your favor, and you're not able to defend so easily with the infantry compared to how the opponent is able to defend with tanks. And that really set Jinro behind. He tried to do some Banshee harass, but it did not work out well, and Boxer just ended up winning that game very, very decisively. SCV is going to meet up in the middle. Man of One Way, Boxer, he scouts early this time. Past two games, he went blind into the games, had a late scout, and was not able to see what Jinro was up to. This time, Jinro is on the receiving end of that, and he's not going to be able to see what's going to happen in Boxer's main, as Boxer has his Marine already and has a reactor up. Going to be going that same build that we saw in the past two games of Boxer. I think Jinro is going to be expecting it since Boxer did go for the same build in the past two games, and Jinro. In the first game we saw Jinro actually doing a very unique build that I have not seen most Terrans use generally. It included 4 Hellions with the Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade, and that is very uncommon. And it does look like Jinro is going to be getting his barracks switched off the tech lab for the factory to come onto, and he is going to be getting the Hellions. And we are going to be seeing the same build, and I suspected as so since the first game on Metalopolis there was short air distances, and we can see on Lost Temple spawning at these positions short air distances. Jinro is going to try to abuse this fact, going to be getting out of starport, going to get that medevac and try to drop into Boxer's main to kill off the SCVs like he did in the first game. First game, killed off so many SCVs, dropped Boxer down to 1 SCV remaining, wasn't able to recover from that. Boxer tried to contain early on, and that's what really put his army out of position. Tried to contain with about 8 Marines and 1 tank, but Jinro, taking advantage of that, decided to continue his assault on Boxer's main. This time Boxer, I don't think he'll make the same mistake twice. Does he see that Jinro is going for this build again? No, he does not see it, but Boxer gonna play it safe this time, I think. And does he have siege mode research? Almost research. No, tank not coming out yet. The barracks switching off, had the reactor, now getting the starport, and Boxer decides that he's not going to push out in this match. Instead, he's going to bring his units back, going to set up probably siege mode right over here. Indeed, he does set up siege mode right there. Jinro taking his 4 Hellions, putting in the medvac. Medvac is going up. Gonna try to go into the back of his base. Gonna try to kill up these SCVs, but not gonna happen because Boxer has his siege tank over there. Marines stationed over here, positioned very well. This siege tank covers this entire ground over here. Jinro is not gonna be able to do any damage, and the Hellions are taking so much damage. A couple of a couple of Marines going down, but these Vikings coming up to clean out these medevacs, taking them out, taking all of this attacking force out, and that really puts Boxer ahead in this game. And Jinro with a pretty bad loss right there. But Boxer going to come into Jinro's main, and this is a bad move right here because Boxer right now is going to be losing these Vikings. Marines right here, Vikings still in the air, not even a single Viking lost, no Marines lost, and there was not enough economic damage to justify losing those 2 Vikings, because those 2 Vikings at this point in the game are extremely pivotal, because right now Jinro has the Viking lead with 3 Vikings, and he's repairing this damaged Viking, making another one. So he'll have 4 Vikings by the time Boxer is able to produce his 2 Vikings. And in this game, since they are both getting their tanks and Vikings, Boxer will have Jinro will have the Viking lead. Jinro are going to be doing some scouting with these Vikings into Boxer's main, and Boxer actually has 4 Vikings. 4 Vikings already stationed, and this could be bad as Boxer can repair these Vikings with these SCVs. Reinforcement Viking coming in, but Jinro losing a lot of his Vikings right now. Gonna be losing this Viking as well. Boxer, is he gonna be able to repair this Viking? Does not look like he's gonna be able to repair that Viking. And Jinro, what started out to be a pretty big blunder, is able to still keep his Vikings alive, and we see that Boxer has the 2 still alive. Jinro still making, Boxer is still making Vikings. So right now we see a little bit of a stalemate in the air superiority fight, but Jinro has 2 tanks, whereas Boxer has 1 tank and a similar number of Marines for each player. I think that Jinro, though economically behind at this right now, since he is just getting his orbital command, just landed his new command center, while Boxer had his for quite a bit. If we look at the income tab, we see that Boxer indeed has a greater economy, greater rate of harvesting than Jinro, but that will soon be tied up as the harvester count is still the same. And Jinro gonna be putting down 2 more barracks, while Boxer is gonna be getting another starport with a reactor. So Boxer is gonna be going mass Viking. Does not want to lose this air superiority fight. He knows he was behind before losing those 2 Vikings. Does not want to lose any more Vikings. Wants to pump out as many Vikings as possible to keep that superiority in the air, and that allows him, and that allows his tanks basically to see farther than Jinro's tanks, allowing them to hit Jinro's tanks and really secure territory control, positional advantage, and that will basically allow him to defend well and to contain Jinro if he decides to do so. Jinro, on the other hand, going to be getting these tech labs onto these barracks and actually getting an army, so it looks like Jinro has decided to forfeit the air superiority fight, instead transitioning to a pure ground army and probably getting these Thors out. Knows that Boxer has these Vikings and is trying to get more Vikings out, and this is really what makes Terran versus Terran such a dynamic battle, the struggle to retain air control while balancing out the ground forces and figuring out what your opponent's going to do. Because if Boxer gets too many Vikings, Jinro basically can just roll him over with Mass Marauder. Stim, just run in, take out all the tanks, and be done with it. And his Thors, if he decides to pursue more siege tank, then his Thors will be able to do so much damage to the Vikings, and Vikings are not good against Thors at all. Since they are light units and they clump up together, the Thors will be able to do so much damage to them with their splash damage.